Cheers, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze, where we try out the wonderful world of alcohol. And today is Tuesday, so we're going to be doing a whiskey. And we're on our second to the last
Advent calendar.
Whiskeys for our scotches for the Advent calendar. We did a in the Advent calendar we had Glenmorangie Original, but we've already done an episode on it, so we aren't redoing that one. If you want to check out our thoughts on the Glenmorangie Original, you can look at that. It's probably in the early stages of our reviews. We might have to review it because it's been about 3 years since we reviewed it. But we are going to be looking at one today and one on Thursday from Scotland, Scotches, Single Malts. And this is the Jura 10, their kind of flagship, if you will, the Jura line. It's kind of new. They used to have a different Jura 10 that they discontinued, and this is their newest 10-year. Now they do 12 and 16, I think, and 20 and higher, but this is basically their flagship. Jura is outside of one of those regions of Scotland, so it's not an Islay, it's not a Speyside, it's not a Highland, it's not a Lowland, it's not a blended. It's an island though. It's actually right across from Islay. So you got the Islay Island and then you got the Jura Island. And I think this is the only distillery on the Jura Island. I would assume that you would classify this kind of as a peated Scotch. It's not really that peated. When I say the, in quotations, the regions, is because the regions are really a construct that we do. I don't even think that Scottish people do. You could correct me if I'm wrong. But there's no real rhyme to it. Isleys don't have to be peated. Speysides don't have to be non-peated. Highlands don't have to be single malts, you know.
But it seems like the Isleys are usually really peaty and smoky.
They can be. So this is the Jura Single Malt 10-year. It is $40, so not too bad of a cost. The proof is 40% or 80 proof. It's aged in new American oak and then transferred to ex-bourbon barrels and then finished in ex-Oloroso barrels. So it's a 3-barrel.
And that's kind of what I might be smelling is the finish, because it doesn't have a peat at all.
I get a little bit of smokiness. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the review, and you can follow along. Okay, it's got some spiciness to it. One of these days I might have to use a chart. That's something unique. You okay there, buddy?
This is a hard one.
It is.
For me.
Because it's a whole new classification, really. It's a different region. And on Thursdays, we have a different region. It's also outside of the boundaries of that classic myth of the regions of Scotch.
When you made this little thing...
It just confused you?
No, I like it a lot, but now I realize that I need 3 different color pins.
Oh, okay.
For the aroma, flavor, and bite.
Do you know you can buy your 3 different color pins? You don't have to rely on me to do everything for you.
I know, but do they have stores that you can go to?
Yes. All right, so let's get this review. It's a 2-barrel on cost because it's $40. So it is 2, and it's right at that 2. If it was more than $40, we could say it's a 1-barrel cost, but I think this would be better as a 2 because I've seen it a little bit cheaper than $40. So sometimes when I post what the prices are, people leave in the comment like, oh man, that's way too expensive, or man, that's way too cheap. What I do is I take pretty much the average that I can find of different stores. We have one giant box store here in Texas that usually hits that average, and so that's kind of what I go to. Theirs is in the $38, $39 range, so I just rounded it to 40. It's really hard to do costs because costs can be different between store to store where you live, areas in the places you live, states or countries, time of day, time of month. Cost is just really difficult.
So it's just kind of an average.
Right. You're going to look about $40 US for this. Proof is 40-80, so that's pretty cool. And I'm not really getting that on the aroma. What I am getting, I rated it as a 4. You gave it a 3. Tell me what you got before I tell you mine.
It's just... I guess I'm so much used to like the regular kind of like Scotches. I was kind of expecting something. This is just so... It's so mild.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does... I love the Scotches so much. I usually like my Scotches to like kind of punch me in the nose a little bit, you know?
Okay.
But it's... I mean... It's a... For me, it's a 3+. It's not like... I'm not dissing it at all with a 3. It's just... Oh. Now I put the water. Now I'm... After I tasted it, now I'm getting a little bit of that smoke and stuff to it, so...
I'm giving it a 4. You can definitely pick up that Oloroso sweetness, that cherry sweetness. I'm getting some dark fruit, kind of a cherry. Yeah, I don't know if it's really a cherry, but it's a dark fruit type of flavor. A little bit of molasses on the nose.
It's almost like a prune or something.
Okay. And I do get a little bit of smoke, peatiness to it.
I got the smoke, but not the peat.
Okay.
It definitely, when I first smelled it, I didn't, it was just like, but now, and then I put the water in it.
Peat's just kind of a descriptive word for smoke. I mean, when most people say, I don't know, we pull off like a Lefroy or a Ardbeg or peat monster from Compass Box, and you smell that, you're like, oh, that's peaty. It's really just smoky. You're just associating it to the peat.
The peat gives it a very distinct...
Right, we could actually do a really cool smoke test with Scottish, the Arizona Del Bach, the Texas smoked from Acre or Striker. We could do brimstone smoke. We could do a bunch of smoke.
Smoked your
sausage
your grain.
You like a schmoke and a pancake?
A what?
A schmoke and a pancake. You know, flapjack and a cigarette.
Sausage and pancake?
Yeah. If you just...
Sorry, I love to get him out. Smoking a pancake?
In a blend? If you smoked your grain with like hickory or something, it would be a complete different.
Yeah. Now, a lot of scotches, and I can't say this for American whiskeys, but a lot of scotches are all heat dried, smoke dried, but it's with coal. It's not with peat. So you're just getting a whole different type of flavor from that.
And if you don't know, you just germinate your grain and then you dry it out.
For the malted barley, yeah.
Yeah.
For flavor, I gave it a 4, you gave it a 4. Little spiciness, could get a touch of that smoke or peaty stuff. I'm also getting briny and saltiness. Something that I don't really pick up a lot, but I do have some comparisons that I want to throw out to you. Yeah, a little bit of saltiness, brininess. It is an island, so it's all going to seep into it.
Yeah.
And for bite, I gave it a 4. You gave it a 4. No real lingering, slight spiciness, but nothing.
A little. It's just kind of consistent all the way down, but it's...
Right. It doesn't really change a lot. It changed for you when you added a couple drops on aroma for me, but the taste got more rich with a couple drops of water. It became richer and more fuller, if that's descriptive enough for you.
Yeah, for me, the couple drops of water really brought out the aroma.
I think that this Jura is very comparable to these space sides, the Glenlivet and the Glenfiddich. The Glenfiddich and the Glenlivet and the Jura, to me, have the same kind of richness and taste profile. Now, obviously, this is a little bit sweeter because it's in the Oloroso cask, but it's not like the Islays that we're so familiar with. You know, this one's going to be a lot more sweeter because this is a bourbon barrel reserve. But the flavor profile, I think they're very similar. I think the Jura has a lot more in common with probably the space sides than they do with the Islay. At least with the 10-year. Now, the 12-year and their other profiles, I don't trust your shaky alcohol hands. The other versions of Jura, because I think we have a Jura, I think it's probably down there, but you can't see it, that we started off with, probably one of the very first episodes. We had a Jura. And it was probably more in tune with the Islays. This one, I think, is more in tune with the space sides. The rating for this, I get 3.5 barrel rating. You're getting 3.25 barrel rating. So I don't know. I was thinking at 3.5, it's really a 4 barrel, but you're at 3.25, so we'll probably just stay at a 3.5. In comparison to their other iterations, which we need to try, you know, their higher years, it'll probably go up from there. But for $40, Jura's a pretty good Scotch.
Yeah, and if you're just like the average guy and it's like you want to just splurge a little bit on yourself to get a bottle of this.
Yeah, because I think if you're an average guy or you're just coming of age, because you know you're 21, you want to get a nice Scotch for your birthday, or somebody get it for you because you can't buy it because your birthday's not yet. But I think way too many people jump into a lot of the space sides like Glenlivet and Glenfiddich, Dewar's. What else might we have up there? Glenfarclas, which is one of my favorite. Glenmorangie, those really big names. And Jura probably, because it's the only one from the island, probably escapes a lot of people. And this would be a really good addition to your Scotch bar. Right?
It's good.
It's good. All right, so tell us what you think about the Jura 10 in the comments below. Is there another Jura we should try? We will, obviously, but tell us which one we should try next. Remember to hit the like and subscribe, That really means a lot to us when you subscribe. And I comment to everybody, usually right away, but sometimes, depending on how many comments we get, it might take a little while. But go ahead and leave a comment. But definitely share the video and like the video, and most definitely subscribe to the video. We're really trying to grow our program, and we need to know what we could do better and whether we should get rid of him. Oh no, did I say that out loud? I'm just joking. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and merchandise. You never wear merchandise anymore.
Because I got the old stuff. I want to get the new stuff, but I got no money.
Because you can't even afford colored pens.
No.
He's got the money. All right.
I'm poor.
Remember, there's no bad whiskey. There's only good whiskey and great whiskey, and this is great whiskey.
This is great whiskey.
Cheers.
Laters.